Hello faithful watchers. So in today's video I'm going to answer the question, what was the interview process like? So I don't know if most of you know, but I'm actually a postgrad, and when I was applying for medicine I was also in my final year of my first degree, and my interview was actually scheduled for January, but I called in and wrote an email saying that I couldn't make it for January because I also had exams in January, so I got moved forward to December. So my first tip will be, if there's any problems with your interview, don't be scared to ask. People usually feel like getting an interview is like a miracle in its own, and you don't really want to ask for if you can change or move around the dates and the times, but definitely do that. So I came with all my family, my mum and my sister. We came a day before the interview, so flew into Aberdeen, actually stayed the night before just so that I could be fresh, and I didn't have to be rushing from the airport. On the day we came, we found a route to go to the interview center, which was actually at the City Center, which is Forester Hill, where the actual campus is. So we did all of that like a recon on the night before, and that was really good. So my tip will be, just if you don't know the area, go early and actually find out what it's like and how to get there on the interview day, because on my interview day I got there really early. I was not stressed at all. I knew exactly where I was going, and it was really good. So my interview was a bit of a miracle actually, because getting into medicine now, I've noticed that you actually have to prep for the interview. I did not prep for my interview whatsoever. I was like, I'm usually quite good at interviews, and I thought, you know what, I wrote my own personal statement. I know why I want to do medicine, or why do I have to actually do any research, and just go to the interview and do it like be as natural as possible. So that's exactly what I did. I went to the interview and tried to be as natural as possible. However, yeah, I would definitely say my third tip would be to prep for the interview. It's very important. There are stations like the Breaking Bad News station, calculation stations, and yeah, ethics stations, and I was just lucky that I got like really easy ones. But it's very important for you to like prep before you go to the interview. So the interview is MMI style. I don't even know what MMI stands for, but basically it's a bit like an OSCE situation. So you go from you have, let's say, 5 minutes at a station, and then bell rings and you move on to the next station, and that's what it was like. So station 1, station 2, station 3, I think it's mini something interview. Anyway, the stations I remember having was a station about my personal statement. So someone actually read through my personal statement and asked me questions about my personal statement to make sure that I actually wrote the personal statement. The second station I had was like an acting station, where I can't remember what the exact scenario was, but I think it was someone, an old lady had been knocked over, and you kind of had to explain to them, or take it, what was it? You had to explain, or you had to reassure them. I really honestly can't remember. And then I had an interview, a station on ethics, which was almost like breaking confidentiality. Then I had one on social media, and then there was a one about why did I choose Aberdeen, and this was the funniest one because at that moment I was actually like, I don't know. But again, I was able to wing it, and I mean, here I am, 5th year. But definitely prep for interview. Find out about the city that you're going to, find out about the university you're going to, find out loads of things about the uni and the course structure, so that you can actually do that in an interview. I can't actually remember anything more from the interview, but I mean, all this information is online. It's the same as other interview with other places. Yeah, so that's pretty much how the interview process was. It was just one interview. Come and do your MMIs, go, and then you get feedback. When did I find out? I think it was like sometime in March. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, just hit me. Hello.